am Solis.
Hola, mi nombre es Ayala.
I'm Eclair Bandersnatch.
My name is Diego Gomez.
Hi, I'm Peter Mann.
My name is John Fischer. I live in Presida Park, almost in the park. And I've lived in San Francisco since 2003. So what I have is the Presida Park sign. So it's an interactive magnetic sign. It was designed to be a children's toy, but if there are any kids here, I will be delighted. But yeah, basically it's based off the San Francisco Park and Rec signs, and it's meant to be interchanged. So San Francisco slogans can be created from play.
I've been living in San Francisco since 2004, and I've been making art for about that long too. This particular series, Greetings from Carville, are woodcuts, and I was inspired by a piece of San Francisco history where, starting in the 1890s, San Francisco decommissioned their horse cars and some of their cable cars and sold them off for really quite an affordable price. For $20, you could buy a decommissioned cable car, and people started living in them at the beach, at Ocean Beach, which was largely undeveloped, windswept sand dunes at the time.
I've lived in the city for 10 years. I live in the Tenderloin right now, and I was born in the Mission. This one's called Stop Being Poor, which was started 10 years ago, and I've been adding to it, and it became an interactive piece last year when I took it to the show Stop Being Poor, and had people tag all over it on suggesting how to stop being poor.
Anyway, it doesn't matter how long I've lived here because I live in the present and the only time is now. This is Occupy the Ballet. I don't have the tutu, that costs extra because the girls gotta eat. Okay, no, so I don't have the tutu part. And this one is I just really didn't want to move to Oakland.
Soy de la Ciudad de México y llevo cerca de 13 años viviendo en San Francisco. Este es un collage que son de diferentes colecciones, pero este es un collage que hice que habla acerca de la gentrificación aquí en San Francisco.
I'm the artist known as Solis, a San Francisco artist. Been here since 2002 and been making art since 2009. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the art we're showing here today, and I'll start with this one over here. So this one is called Picket White Fences. I took the term white picket fences and turned it around, saying that not to follow the status quo. It's not necessarily an attack on any race, but it's just saying be yourself, be true to yourself, and be an original and follow your dreams. I use the Ohlone as a good example of the people that were indigenous and used to live here and thrive. And so basically I believe that their rights and their livelihood was eroded slowly. It wasn't something that happened overnight, and I believe that the same thing can happen to fringe cultures that live here, whether it's the punk scene, LGBT drag queen scene, or the recent immigrant Latinos who may have a harder time adapting to change, that they're the most vulnerable to the transformation that the city is undergoing right now.
Lo único que me gustaría adherir es que la gentrificación es una palabra diferente para todos. Todos tenemos una opinión diferente, y lo único que yo quisiera dar a entender con esta obra es que estamos en un mundo que ya no es sostenible más, ya no podemos seguir pensando igual. That's why we need to change. Por eso necesitamos cambiar nuestra manera de pensar y educar a los niños desde que son niños acerca de este tema que es muy importante.
My favorite point is that since time immemorial, there has been an unspoken pact between capitalism and the arts. Basically, the plutocrats would absolve their sins by supporting the arts.
I was noticing on my bike ride over from my neighborhood to the Mission how there's a lot of big corporations moving in, but there's still a lot of mom and pop stores And one way you can tell is just because their signs are hand painted or they're not like neon signs. So we could, help support the stores that are, clearly more handmade.
Yeah, so I chose the Carville series to tie into the theme of gentrification because it seemed like Carville sprang up out in the outer lands by Ocean Beach because of gentrification, because of soaring prices in the city. Part of it, this was one of those rare moments in San Francisco history when we look back now, when there was lots of extra land. It seemed like both the kind of nostalgic idyll of a way to escape gentrification in San Francisco once upon a time, as well as part of the process of gentrification. Obviously I think there are all sorts of shitty things about today's gentrification process. I think it's also important to realize that it's not a brand new thing, that San Francisco's history has always been shaped by this. It really started its existence as one of the most expensive cities in the world, and gentrification has been albeit shitty thing that has largely defined the city throughout its history. So looking back helps me wrestle with that.
I think I would just say that this is this is an issue that it's a societal issue, but it's also a very personal issue. And I think my personal view is that you yourself are either a positive force or a negative force, and that's completely a decision, and it happens on both sides of this issue. And so it's all up to us to be on the positive side, and I think that's our burden as residents of this city.